My camera wasn't working for a second. It is now. Hey everybody, welcome to our stream. So I need to work on that transition a little bit, huh? Especially because I don't have anything in place for like posting that I'm live again. Like on Instagram, on Discord. I honestly don't know what to do. Oh, looks like Sparkles' camera has kind of gotten a little bit like messed up. Let's see what I can do. A little zoom, a little bit of pan. Too much zoom. I think it's just everything's discombobulated right now because like none of his stuff is in the normal way it normally is. Hey everybody! Enhance! But yeah, well, welcome to my, if you're new here, oh, I still have this up. This is why I need help, right? With everything. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. Hi! William Handley, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. So again, we're going to continue the stream with some teeth, with some extra scales and some cool posing and stuff. I think I'm gonna go for something a little different. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get the posing done. Today I'm working completely out of order. If you guys haven't noticed, we're embracing some chaos. We are chaotic peoples, I say, just about myself. And I'm just gonna embrace it, you know? Merge down. Like that. Maybe make a copy just in case. So we have two options for posing this neck in a more cooler, more pizzazz-ful way. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try a curve. So I'm going to do bend curve. Just 3 to start. Then like kind of try and get all of them. I guess I can't. Probably would have been better if I had gone ahead and posed this ahead of time as far as like I think I like something wild like that, but I'm not sure anymore. What do you guys think? We could just cut that part off. I think just the other way was fine. Like, this is like... How do you even out the topology by hand? I'm not sure what you mean by evening out the topology. Like, if you Dynamesh, you even out the topology. If you ZBrush, you even out the topology. I don't know what you mean by hands. Like, the only one that does it by hand is Sculptress Pro, but I wouldn't consider that to be evening out just because it kind of makes everything worse as far as topology. Let me already pre-pose this. Okay, we can fix anything like that later. I'm just gonna try a different pose now. So bend curve. I'm kind of like try planning how I want like whole thing to be. Take off that part later. It's all gonna get Dynameshed anyway. I think it has to be this way for the better render. Seriously, trust the process on this one because we are going to just kind of grab that. Then we're gonna separate it. Split unmasked points. Geometry. Zero mesh. This song's a little bit strong for me. I don't know. Like some songs. When you just sculpt, you get faces that are very stretched out, which in game, for example, is very bad for texture animation. So yeah, that does happen. Let me go ahead and that does happen. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that everything's like the topology, it's ready to be animated, right? You can't do stretched out topology all over the place, that's for sure. So what most people do is, well, actually not most people, like this is the common workflow, is that you go through a process called retopology, in which you have to kind of like rebuild the topology of the mesh to make it like animatable and whatnot. I think that might be what you're referring to. But that's not the same thing as just evening out the topology, mind you. Evening out the topology doesn't make it necessarily game ready, doesn't necessarily make it animation ready. There's a process that I recommend you research a little bit called retopology, and I think that should kind of enlighten everything you need. Scared me. Hi. Hi, Odon. How you doing? So yeah. Welcome, Odon's watchers. How you doing? Whenever you left early, I was like, oh, he's definitely doing a stream. Big old stream. I'm just like destroying the Loch Ness monster right now. Just total vandalism at this point. But I wanted like the neck to arch this way so that I could like put together like a render that it looks like it's coming out of the water and about to like attack you, you know? I think the other way was more aesthetic, but this way kinda, I don't know, it does a little better for us. I was about to write on the Pixel stream that a neat anatomy details that predators have forward-facing eyes that have good 3D vision depth perception, which is cool. You got it right, the eyes. Thanks. I'm glad you liked that I got it right. It is Nessie. It's like a more like traumatic version of Nessie, though. I was working on a new emote for the stream. Nice! That's something I need to be doing. Is fixing up some emotes and getting it working and stuff. Okay, so let's add a tongue. Append a sphere. Boop boop boop. Let's make it smaller. go ahead and maybe I'll turn on a little bit of... That's what I'm looking for. For the person asking about topology earlier, like maybe this is what you meant also to talk about like evening out the topology. Like I just use a little Sculptress Pro to kind of like not even it out, but like automatically make sure that there's no stretching. That could be part of what you're looking for. Yeah, and I just got back from the gym and tuned in. I saw your LA presentation. I love it. Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked that presentation. I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna leave these tongue wobbly for now. I know it's not supposed to be that way, but I kind of like it. Right now I'm working on placing scales on Diablo. Nice! Oh, GBT! And I just wanted to say it was great seeing you at Maxons. Truly loved the presentation. Learned a ton from new things. I hope to see you at more future presentations. I hope I can be at more presentations. Thank you. You guys are way too nice about that. I forgot about sculptures. ZBrush is amazing. I know, right? ZBrush is so cool, and they got sculptures. Oi, Neonzitos, tudo bem? Turn off sculptures. Sculptures is awesome. I showed sculptures during my my presentation as like the blocking out thing. Okay, so what are we gonna do about the teeth? I think we should go for somebody earlier in my other stream had mentioned why not do what was it? Not a Leopleurodon, it was this thing right here. One of you guys remind me what this is called. Friendly. Yeah, I watch so many zero streams I forget who I learned from now. Hi Vitor, tudo bem? Okay, so for the tooth, let's go for something pretty gnarly then. Gonna append a sphere again. Kind of like the basic way I do these things, right? I'm just gonna put it near a tooth area. Would this be a good opportunity for nanomesh? Been trying to find better opportunities for nanomesh in my life. Plesiosaurus, yes! Yes, 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 yes. That's the one, thank you. Go ahead and remesh that to a very low number. How's everybody doing today? Oh god, it's like the heaviest thing I've zero meshed all day. Okay, let that do the thing. There we go. And then we're gonna use our favorite deformers, taper. Make it nice and pointy, but not too pointy either. There's such a thing as too pointy, in my opinion. Right? It's gotta be like to some degree a little bit blunt. Except then a little bit of bend curve. Bunk, 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 bunk. Okay. The next can just be like good old move brush or something. I'm just gonna use the pinch, I think, to make it like thinner front to back, like this. Inflate that tip again because it did get a little. I think it's also too curved. It's more like a snake fang. I do think I curved it too far. '30th birthday today! Oh my god! Everybody say happy birthday to Odon! T-Rex, your station is amazing. Thank you, Eternal Gamesman. Você histórias assim, com certeza. I think I'm just gonna like do that. It seems so easy to see working on it. Proof of how a person who masters a program makes it seem like it's easy. Well, thank you. Yeah, definitely like, you know, takes a while, but it's really fun. Like somebody asked me during the Maxim presentation like how long it took me to get used to it and stuff, and like honestly, like I enjoyed learning it, you know? It was really fun for me. And I continue to enjoy learning it. Definitely a few things that are like, oh my god, I can't do this. And then I'm like, oh my god, it was easier than I thought. You guys ever felt that? Like, everything seems like it's the hard. Every new thing, like, this is my thing, right? Every new thing that I do feels like it's going to be the hardest thing I've ever learned. And then I learn it, and I'm like, oh wow. Well, that wasn't that hard, actually. You know what I mean? Like, everything. Like I'll have these like glaring knowledge gaps, like let's say in like an Unreal or ZBrush or something, and then I will, you know, put off learning the thing that I need to learn for like years or something. Like literally a year. I've put off learning things for years before. And I'm just brushing my hair with like my really weird brush. And how do I put it, like whenever I do get around to learning it and I finally have the courage, I realize that it wasn't anything. It's just that we humans fear the unknown. And I'm no different. And that's the history of me always thinking that I'm going like to flip out or something. But it's always not that bad. My imagination makes it seem so much worse than it actually is. Until I actually do it. Definitely not facing them the right direction. Yeah, I do that a lot too, actually. Yeah. I think it's just like it might be a normal thing. I just haven't spoken to a lot of people about it, so like I don't know for sure. But yeah, it's always the thing, right? Like you just need a little courage sometimes to learn. Comfort zones, man. Like comfort zones are very addicting, right? Would you say that? I would say that. It's very hard to get out of it. Same here. you gonna brush Sparkles? No, Sparkles doesn't get brushed. Look, he just is all messy. Scared the crap out of him a little bit right there. Hi! You here to say hi? Oh, you gonna sneeze all over my desk? Please don't. Little snotty boy. He looks like every time his hair grows out, it's a little he looks a little bit homeless. And I'm like, I promise this cat has a good life, people. He just looks a little homeless, that's all. I'm just gonna edit that as we need to, can't we? Gotta make sure it looks good from like this angle, which it's hard to tell. I'm gonna go ahead and go to auto groups, so poly groups, auto groups, mirror, and weld after that. I'm just kind of like manually update like the gnarliness of the teeth, I guess. I'm going for like crazy teeth, not necessarily like anatomically correct teeth. I'll send Mason T-Rex for JP. What's JP? Oh, Jurassic Park. They put 2 and 2 together there. It's just the fear of failure, or depends on what case it is, but just starting with it will snowball and then it's just a flow. Fear of failure. It's like a whole thing, isn't it? My goodness. Fear of failure is just such a horrible thing. I've started writing an article on imposter syndrome, and to a high degree, I think they're like linked, right? Because like the person who has the imposter syndrome believes they're gonna be found out, and that they're actually like basically failures. Like in a simplified way, that's true. Like how they feel. It's just such a hard place to be in. Like these human constructs, right? Really getting us all the time. I'm gonna give all these teeth a little bit of an inflate. To a degree, streaming helps with all this, FYI, in case you're wondering. Just cause like, you're in front of everybody while like, for example, you're struggling with like little teeth on a crazy monster, right? Like there's nothing you can really do. You just gotta like roll with it and give it a mustache. Oh my god, really? They put an elephant in there? What's the easier types of objects to get started on ZBrush? Depends on your goal for ZBrush. Like, if you want to do characters, I would start with like small body parts. Thank you, Anki Art. Maybe someday we can make a nanomesh challenge. That'd be a good idea. I like the little ones at the front. I don't like the big ones right here. I just grab some of those, sort that out little by little, and just make it smaller. Turn off local symmetry, or turn on local symmetry actually. That's what you want to do whenever the thing you're trying to move is just wobbling all over the place. Thank you, Holanda. I need to go grab a drink. My water's out. I'm dehydrated. Fading fast. Let's go ahead and do it. Before I go grab a little water, I'm going to duplicate this, then mirror it so that it's upside down. Information. I think it's Y. Yes. This kind of gives me a head start. I do like the craziness of like the wobbles and stuff like that. Looks like something out of like an anime. No? Hola, Ruth Cookie. For this one, I might even consider like turning up the perspective. Let's see what that looks like. I think this is as far as it goes. Something like that. Okay, before I go grab water, like this is gonna be my life now. It's just me wanting to grab water and me stopping myself from grabbing water. I'm gonna just kind of create like a white eye, a little bit of red all around. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this with color again. Didn't work the first time. Had some hidden techniques I never saw used on streams. I really wanted to show something different, so I kind of like racked my brain a little, you know, I was like, what have I not done in a while? Yes, that's what I will do today. Where was I? Oh, yes, I believe I wanted to do a little painting. I like that, doing a little painting. And also I wanted to go get water, right? You guys gonna watch me like become so dehydrated I become a prune live on stream. A little bit of this dark color just like for illustration purposes back here. Okay. I will be right back, buddies. I'm gonna go grab some water and then I'm going to come back. Alright, so make sure you stick around. It's only gonna take like 1 minute or so. I forgot to set up my be right back situation here. So I'm gonna do it manually. Hey everybody. Okie dokie. Sparkles is eating. He's having a little snack in the kitchen, so he'll be back later when he's ready. So what do you guys think about this like double stream thing? Should I keep doing it? Should I stop? Is it good? Is it bad? Would you be more happy with me going back to normal? Where are we on that? What are you guys thinking? Hi, Eternal Games Nan. Watching and learning. Nice. I'm glad. Alright. cool. It's cool. I don't know, like I still have to get used to it. It's a lot of more it's actually 1 extra hour of streaming. Like overall in the week I do less streaming this way, but I'm also doing more. Hi Sparkles, you're back. I'm also doing more in one run. Come here. And on my stream you guys get to enjoy the kitty cat host. So come here. You got this. He always he readies to jump and then stays in that position for like way too long. And then he every time I snap my fingers he goes down a little lower to get ready to jump. Hi, brother. Say hi. Oh, finger right in his ear. The more you stream, the more no baby. Oh, now he's on my lap. Okay. You want all the love and attention in the world. Here, go ahead. Little cat break. Everybody needs a cat break in their lives, right? Like, that's how we do art. Art and then cat break. But cats are definitely more chill than females. I don't know anything about the differences. The teeth. Okay, get back on your chair. Little co-host right there. Little co-host. Don't come back here, please. Please go back to your chair, man. Come on. Chair time. It's chair time. It's work time and chair time, okay? Okay. So now what I have to do is kind of like push him down, just bully him a little bit. Stay there. Stay there. Because once he's in the petting zone, ain't nothing gonna stop him. And he's gonna hold my hand like this. Ugh. Okay, goodbye, my love. Nope. Knocked some stuff over my desk. You know, he's on at my feet. Once he's in the petting zone, there's no getting him out of there, honestly. But I can try, right? Your cat does what you ask him, kinda. Yeah, a little bit. It's all about positive reinforcement with this one. I can train him. Like, he doesn't get on my bed. He doesn't get on the couch. Stuff like that. Mine ignores me. Look at that baby boy. Oh my god. Don't come over here though. No, no, no. There. We're just gonna discreetly push him down and pet him at the same time so that he doesn't notice that he's been pushed down. Yes, yes. Imperceptible. So I don't know how old Sparkles is because when I got him he was already like really old. Oh my god. A little bit. Don't acknowledge him. That's the thing. Once I turn around, I need to stop acknowledging him, and he will normally stay there if I'm lucky. Normally, if I'm lucky, right? He's like intensely looking at me. I can see it on the camera. All right. So much love for Sparkles. I know he's the best, isn't he? Mine claws outside of the bed and then runs away when I get up. Have you looked into Unreal Engine 5? Yep, that's gonna be my life pretty soon. Já pensou em pintar essas esculturas? Aquelas ali? Eu não sou uma boa pintura, pra falar a verdade. Então eu tenho medo de estragar elas. No one knows his real birthday. I know. I would pay good money for some pictures of Sparkles as a baby. Like, life-changing. It would be life-changing for me, that's for sure. Okay, so let's make some fins and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start with some sort of shape. Square, no, plane. gonna be a plane. Oh wow, look at the perspective. Dance for me, plane. Okay, we don't need perspective for this. Turn that off. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to, I think just kind of mask out these two sides. Oh, somebody's got to divide this up. Geometry. Oh, make polymesh 3D is a good first step. Divide. Without smoothing, and then with smoothing, gonna kind of get mask rectangle, mask those two edges, mask the bottom. Okay, I got this. Kind of still coming up with a plan for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to like move this down. Maybe move this up. Do like spiky vibes. Add a little dynamic subdivision without smoothing, but with some thickness. Maybe fix that up a little bit. Maybe the square would have been a better idea. Let's see what happens once I apply. See if I can smooth this off. If I can't, then we fix it some other way. I don't know why it's like twisted. It'll be fine. I'm just gonna run a test real fast. I'm gonna just select this. No, it's not gonna quite work. Is dynamic thickness not the same as deform inflate? So not quite, because dynamic thickness is just as the name sounds, it's like super dynamic. It kind of doesn't change no matter what you do to it, as far as like, you know, changing it or like moving it around and things like that. And try to improve the situation over here. I think I'm headed in the right direction. Mask lasso. If this doesn't work, I'll just do it some other way. Okay, it's better. Smaller. Then what I was going to do is I was going to apply that. Select these sides. Oh my god, that's dark. I'm just trying to get this top bit. I'm gonna go to display. Display properties, double, so I can just kind of not stop seeing it. Maybe I'll even turn the material into like skin shade or something so it's slightly easier to see. I'm just gonna keep the top. On this part. For some reason it's also selecting the sides, it's just totally not what I want. Yeah, if this doesn't work, well, I'm pretty close to just going off and trying some other way. Okay. The other way being actually the same way, but with something new in it. I'm gonna append a little. I don't like the song. Sorry, guys. Let's change that song. I'm sorry if you like it. I don't even know where it is. There it is. The song ended on its own as I was trying to find the tab. I've got Mr. B when he's young. I know how old he is, 9 years old. I think Sparkles is like 12 years old. But, and I'm not super sure. But, you know, he doesn't like, doesn't age as far as I've had him. Like, so we're good on that front. Like this. You guys can kind of tell, right, where I'm going with this. I don't feel like I've narrated it nearly well enough. But I'm gonna merge this down. Merge down. Turn it into like a one thing. I'm gonna go to brush. Create insert mesh. New. Then I'm going to turn it, go back here, see if I can do anything with this. Like, oh gosh, the wrong angle. Look at it from the front, do it again. New. Okay, that's better. I still think it's not going to work quite right, but if we get the angle wrong, we can just fix it. Then, stroke, curve mode. And add the twist here. Make polymesh 3D. Oh, I need to make them into the same poly group. And for some reason, or maybe it's, I never changed dynamics of, 1 second, technical difficulties. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have no dynamic subdivision. Seems fine. Should be theoretically fine, in my opinion. Maybe if I dynamesh it all together. Gosh, that's way too high. I think I just might have crashed ZBrush. I don't think I am keeping up with the steps here, so. It's okay, we're just trying some new stuff out together. As I just absolutely dynamesh, I push the limits of how much dynameshing we can do. Okay. Auto groups, poly groups, auto groups should be one group. Look at it from maybe the bottom or something. Create insert mesh, new, stroke, curve mode, turn off symmetry, and try one curve. Beep, beep, beep. And like this. It's upside down, so I think it needs to be this way. So, more mesh. Closer to what I'm looking for. Although there's like an extra, the extra thing is that. So I'm going to do that again from mesh and then try it out. Okay, at the start of something, right? Like that. Now it's kind of laying along the curve. I can work with this. I can go to modifiers right here. Curve resolution, increase that. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe if I turn on weld points. Not perfect, it's not perfectly snapping, but it's closer. I think I just need to edit the original. Kind of like have this last bit here. Kind of go further that way. Oh, I don't remember which way I had to look at it from. So, from create, from mesh. Let's try it before I get too lost in this. We're going to try it on the monster. Not snapping. It used to always snap. It always used to snap automatically. It's weird, like it's not quite done it lately for me. So I'm just gonna do it from the top and hope for the best. Maybe the side. I've been looking at ways to like control curves a little bit better. It doesn't seem like there's like a great answer. I'm just gonna do it straight and then like curve it after the fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and split. Thank you so much for the follow, Sugar Dairy. Thank you, thank you. I invented ZBrush. Doing math equations. I just was there a separate scene. I put him in the separate scene. It doesn't have to be. I just put it in for like complication's sake. Like I didn't want to have to deal with finding it and stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I got in the zone there for a second. What made you decide to start using ZBrush? Was it because of work, or did you have an interest outside of that? Good question. So, I look like, oh my god, I look like some NPC from Harry Potter. So what happened was, sorry. I learned ZBrush for school. So some of you know this, but I went to school for game art and design, and then I just came up with a better way to do this. Right, I'm gonna pen it in. Then I sorry, I feel like I'm just teasing you right at this point. And then I had a lot of 3D based classes, you know, stuff like 3ds Max for like hard surface modeling, things like that. It just wasn't for me at all. So what happened was one day I had this like character modeling for games class, and I was not even excited for it. I was like, ugh, I hate 3D modeling. Like I just gonna go because I need it for the degree. Get there and it's ZBrush, and I just absolutely fall in love with it. For context, I totally wanted to be just a character concept artist. Like I wanted to be a concept artist when I was younger, and that's what I was in school for. And I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like this ZBrush thing, like totally surprised me, you know. So I definitely got really lucky to be in that class. After the 4-hour class that we had, I literally like was like, okay, I give up on all of my old aspirations. I do this now. That was literally how that went. That's how I got into ZBrush, was literally like the software itself changed my perspective on just about everything. It was just that one class. You know, I didn't even learn that much in that class, to be honest. Like, I mostly learned everything on YouTube after, you know, but still, it was so cool. that was my thing, you know? In that moment, it felt right. I felt called to it. Okay, so we got some spikes and stuff. What I think we need is actually I need to go back and change this up, make the spikes less prominent, the actual thing behind it more prominent, and then detail this. So let's do that. Symmetry, right? Oh, that's the wrong way for symmetry. Let's go ahead and change that here. Transform. I never know which one's the right way. Just like something really simple, just to like give the illusion of something being there, you know? Maybe I'll even add like a little extra bump right there. And then this thing should probably come down. I guess I can't change it anymore. Then it should be too strong. Okay. Let's do it again. But this time with these new ones. Or did I even make enough difference at all? Let's find out. I just want to think of Gage and his super strength goes berserker mode. Oh god. You guys flatter me a little bit, you know that? You sculpted in Blender for a year and a half before going to ZBrush. I bet that was helpful. Both ways, right? I wanted to go to college for game design, but the community college I went to, counselor didn't even know what that was. They put me in multimedia programming. I failed and got kicked out. Honestly, like, what does that mean? Like, they signed you up for college without your consent? Like, what does that mean? It must be nice to just find the thing that you really love to make art. I know, Rice Cookie. I got really lucky. And thank you, Trim Dynamic, for. I'm glad you liked my presentation. Little Nessie's looking like a punk rocker. I'm gonna just little sculptures. Just do a little cheating right there. A little bit of inflate down here. Like that. Maybe a little bit more. More. Then like a little bit more inflate down here. No more this, right? Okay. Now let's go ahead and append that in. So append. Oop, let's insert. Append from here. These playlists drive me wild. I gotta tell ya. What kind of music do you want to hear me? Do you want to hear? There's like chill, lo-fi. That's it. There's surprise me. Let's just put surprise me on and see what happens. It's much better, right? It's gonna look more organic. Oop. Oh, this is just sad though. We don't want sad musics. I gotta stay strong for the family. It's gonna be the former. It's gonna make the tops and bottoms a little smaller. Then make this bigger. Make this smaller again. Except then bend curve, my new favorite thing of all time. I'm gonna make it that simpler. Just do it from one side, it's easier. Do it from one side and then do the other, it's fine. Everything's good. You got this. And then do the top. Just kind of like think about one dimension at a time. Chili82, thanks so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Okay. Increase the number of divisions on the curve. Give it some more control. Maybe like bring this out a little bit more. Yay! Happy little spines. Oh no, happy little autosave. Can we use that for posing, the thing you use for bended line? Yes, you can. I use it sometimes. Well, only if the thing's like long and continuous. I used it last week on my stream for the fox I did from Elden Ring. Maybe a little bit of move brush. A bit more. Maybe a little spiral, just chaos. Just a chaos. Maybe I should probably mask the bottom part out though. Too much, right? I would have been trying to sculpt that fin and going crazy doing it. I think if something's repetitive, you should always ask yourself if there's a way you can just copy and paste it. I do it with fingers and toes and things like that too. You're right, yeah. So it's not smart to try to sculpt everything you did just from one sphere, right? No, probably not. That shouldn't have. I'm glad you liked seeing a Brazilian lady slaying it. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Very much so. I appreciate it, guys. So, earlier in my earlier stream today, because now I did 2 in a row. Hell yeah, hardcore streamer lady. We talked about imposter syndrome. So I am working on an article on imposter syndrome, and I wanted to get your guys' opinions on it. What do you have imposter syndrome? Do you know people with imposter syndrome? Call this number. Just kidding. Tell me, like, what does it mean to you? What does imposter syndrome mean to you? Like, does it get in the way of your everyday life? Is it a problem? Have you been able to, even better, have you been able to get over it so that you don't have it anymore? Now, that's a good one, right? Good question. Calls number. So that's my problem. I'm trying to make a whole character from a sphere. Yeah, maybe that's your problem. I don't think any artist is able to get over imposter syndrome. That's the thing about imposter syndrome, is that like there is no clear moments that it goes away. So you can go your whole life earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars even. You can be featured in magazines and you still can struggle with imposter syndrome. It's nothing that's just automatically stopping it for you. You know what I mean? So I'm writing an article. I'm thinking Stockholm syndrome and you said imposter syndrome. So let me tell you guys what it is. For those of you who don't know, I should know, right? I'm writing a literal article on it right now. So imposter syndrome is basically a phenomenon that happens in a lot of people, in which you kind of how do I put it? Like, you have feelings of inadequacy. You think you're worse than other people, right? But not just that, you also think that literally you're an imposter. No matter how good life gets, no matter how many jobs you get, clients, how much money you get paid. Let's talk about it like we're artists, right? Because we are. Like, no matter how much you make with your art, the feeling of being a fake or an imposter or not good enough never really truly goes away for you if you have imposter syndrome. Furthermore, imposter syndrome people think that um, they're about to be found out, and that's just like a huge point of stress, I think, in their lives, is that, you know, and by there I mean obviously my life, right? But like, is that you're gonna be found out. People are gonna eventually, like, whoever gave you the job is mistaken, your clients are mistaken. They're gonna find out one day that you're a fraud, right? That's, it's not basic self-esteem, it's different. Is that a side effect of having too much ambition? I don't know. So the thing is that it's not real though necessarily, right? So it can be freezing for us little artists, right? I have so many mentees. FYI, like I have imposter syndrome. I am always very vulnerable and open about this stuff with you guys, right? As you know, as if you've been here before, you know I don't maybe share too much. Um, and what happens is, even now, so my mentorship is sold out again. It's sold out at the highest numbers it's ever been. Um, I had a great month in April. I didn't just sell out. I accidentally sold one extra mentorship that I wasn't supposed to sell. Like somebody just got in really fast, and it was the biggest one I had too. And I'm like, oh, these are all things that should make me happy. Why am I panicking all over the place, right? Like, oh my God, I'm like losing it over here. Like everybody's gonna know I'm an imposter. Ah. But like, how do you get over it, right? You look at other professionals and you're like, oh my God, they are so much better than me. They know what they're talking about. But like, the secret is that they don't necessarily, right? How can we fix it? So in my article, I'm like writing about ways to fix it. I just haven't found every way yet. Like it's going to require, what is Christmas music? This is what you get for saying surprise me on this app here. I think I need to get a better playlist. So some ways to fix it is to like realize that, hey, like maybe not like, because it comes from comparison. I think we're just being unrealistic when we compare ourselves to other and we assume that they got it all figured out, that they know everything, right? That they don't struggle, they don't have problems. Like that stuff is just not necessarily real either, they don't know everything, they struggle, and not to mention they're different than us in every way. Like how can we possibly compare ourselves to somebody so different from us? And everybody is so different from us, right? We gotta remember that to make mistakes is human, to have to learn is human. Like, you guys have no idea how many times in a day I have to say, I don't know that. I don't know the answer. I don't know that right now. Like, let's Google it together. Let's learn together. I'm an educator. I have to do that. And the first response of my ego and a lot of other people I know that educates, the response of the ego is, I need to pretend that I know that I'm the smartest person in the room. I need to pretend that, right? Odds are the people you're comparing yourself to are also just doing that. They're just pretending. Maybe they're also scared that they're going to be found out. While I was at Vegas with the people from Maxon, I talked to this guy who's like, as far as I know, very well established, very successful. And he was telling me like, I am an imposter. Like, imposter syndrome isn't what I have because I know deep down that I really am an imposter. Like, I don't have imposter syndrome. I'm just a real imposter. And I'm like, baby boy, you got it worse than anybody here. It's just imposter syndrome. Like, you've been in the industry for like almost 20 years, this man. Right? And he was saying stuff like that. Like, does it go away? When does it go away, right? I feel an imposter as like a streamer, right? So I barely like somebody was telling me that I should do a talk at TwitchCon, and I'm like, there ain't no way in hell, babies, that I'm gonna do a talk at TwitchCon because like I'm a nobody, you know what I mean? But like maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I should be open to it. Maybe I shouldn't self-reject, which is like a whole other thing. Because just imposter syndrome or just being insecure on its own doesn't necessarily hurt you, hurt your career. What hurts your career is self-rejection. Do you guys know what self-rejection is? Self-rejection is basically the idea that like before anybody or anything has the chance to reject you, as a form of protection, you're rejecting yourself. Here's some examples. Oh, I'm never going to get that job. I'm not qualified, so you don't apply. So, effectively, you are rejecting yourself before anybody even ever can, right? You're just self-rejecting. It's a defense mechanism because real rejection can hurt, and we're really scared of real rejection. You know what I mean? So that's when imposter syndrome starts to become a thing. And, you know, I spend a lot of time with beginners, and I stream, I help people out in my mentorship and school. And it's just, again and again, same story, different day. Everybody, like, every other person basically is like, oh, I really want this, but I'm not going to get it. What's the point? And I'm like, oh my God, I understand. But that's the whole thing is that, like, it's okay to feel like a fraud. It's okay to feel like you're just fooling the world and that you're an imposter and that you're going to be found out. It's not okay to actually act on it. Just let it stay in feeling form, because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily true. Probably not true at all. And even if you don't know anything, or everything actually, you gotta know something, right? Even if you don't know everything, then like, whatever, you know, you can learn. Nobody knows everything. It may seem like they do, because they've been doing it for so long. But they don't. What are you guys saying about imposter syndrome for my article? Do you often compare yourself to others? I think a lot of us do. Rose Cookie, that's exactly what the guy was saying, actually. He was like, I don't know how I made this thing. Like, I feel like it's a fluke every time. That's what he said. He was like, it's a fluke. I got lucky this time and it turned out good. I'm like, after how many flukes? Like, how many flukes does it take for you to believe that you're actually good at something? Come on. It's never too early for Christmas songs. It's always imposter syndrome that is full of shame and paranoia. It's never master conman syndrome full of pride and confidence. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna put that in my article. Like, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this as like a little final thing. Like, I hope you're okay with that, because it's gonna be so cute in there. Because you're right. It's like the perspective there is just phenomenal. Like, yeah, I'm getting away with a con. I think it's not the people who actually like work hard that think that way. Like, there's been like, for example, like people I graduated with in college or like went to college with that would like literally steal other people's portfolio pieces and put it in their own portfolio. Like, those people felt no embarrassment and no shame as far as I could tell. But it's the people that are actually like putting in the hours that are like, oh, I feel bad about myself. I think I do have this, though. When I show it, people say I'm being negative or doubting myself. For me, it's that other people compare me to other cool and great artists, and I don't believe it. Even when I see my art, I'm like, oh my god, I did that. Nice. You kind of have a philosophical way of looking at things, though, and you break it down in simpler terms. Oh, thanks, mate. Self-rejection is when you act like Marty McFly. Who's Marty McFly? My problem is I compare myself to top tier people and not the people local around me. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a big mistake. That is a huge mistake. So I used to do that when I was in college. I used to wake up every morning after like almost no time of sleep because I was in college. And I would like look on ArtStation, basically first thing, right? And look at all these beautiful artworks and literally compare myself directly to them. And these are people that have been using, like, that are like 10, 20 years older than me, right? People that have been using the software for 10 years more than me. People that have been even drawing or doing any art longer than me. And I'm literally comparing myself to them, feeling bad that I haven't reached their level of skill or success yet. Right? How dramatic is that? But I know it's It's something I do a lot, and I would bet money that some of you here do, right? And then when we look at these finished products that these people who have been doing art for 20 more years than us put out, and then we feel demoralized, right? We almost take it personally, at least I do. I used to anyway, I don't anymore. I barely go on ArtStation anymore, to be honest. And, you know, let's try those scales again. Should probably use the layered, shouldn't I? Undo, undo, undo. Layers. New layer. Okay, now I'm safe. Nothing will hurt me if I'm in layer mode. That's, you can quote me on that. You're in layer mode, you are safe and sound. Right. I think the top needs to be bigger than the bottom, that's for sure. Take two. This also helps save a little time. Try not to make it too straight, like just go up and down, give it a little wobble. I have an impression that you're comparing yourself to one says fantasy about perfection and creates certain envy leading to doubt. Yeah. I don't do this anymore, FYI, like Eternal Games. I even have our station pinned. I managed to get over the imposter thing a bit by putting myself in the place of me when I was about 12, 16 years old and what I saw in art. Then look at my art from that perspective and I find that that's the sort of art I would love and admire when I was that young. It really does help. Nice, it's a good tip. I had to go through a very, very long path of self-discovery in order to get over my imposter syndrome. And I still have a little bit. But the main thing I had to realize is that it didn't matter. Let's say I can't even establish whether or not I am an imposter, which is like, you know, now sounds crazy for me to say because like I've done so much work anyway, like internally, that I definitely don't think I am. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm good, I'm working, I'm helping people, like what else do I need? You know, like there's no like grand jury like that gives out a little award every time, you know, you're not a fraud, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get it like right in the middle here to kind of try to create like this extra effect for like blending purposes. I'm just gonna cover that up later. I'm gonna try to get these like areas that I'm gonna just kind of like turn the focal shift way up and just kind of try to get these areas that are a little bit bare to just have a couple of scales in them. I've been writing some articles. Just like I find it's like the fastest way to get content out for my Patreon and all of that. And I've been really enjoying it, like really enlightening. I've also been writing a book. I took kind of a break from the book for a little bit, but I'm back now. I wrote a little bit in it yesterday. Hooray! I really hope you guys like the book when it comes out. It'll be a big deal for me. It's very important for me that you like it, okay? So even if you don't say it. But yeah, guys. Do you like these scales? I think they're a little busy, right? But it's okay. We put them on the layers so we can just kind of reduce the intensity if we want to, like this. I'm only gonna do one side, and that's a secret that you need to learn about me. This allocates and achievements. Oh, accolades. Get rid of the imposter syndrome, kind of like how it shows reality that your skills are good. Only if you let it. Only if you allocates. Oh my god. I think you just fried my brain a little bit, and it's gonna be permanently fried. Accolades and achievements will only make you not feel like an imposter if you let them. No amount of accolades will fix imposter syndrome if you are not ready to let it fix your imposter syndrome. Does that make sense? It's the kind of change you have to let in yourself. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, I have a lot of control over this. But it takes a lot of internal work. Work that I definitely recommend doing. Just kind of refining the face a bit. Whenever I was at the height of like my insecurities and stuff like that, I kind of like didn't take any of my achievements into consideration because I used to kind of not accept them unless they were recent. Like let's say I did something amazing 1 year ago. What I would do is I would just be like, oh, that was old me. New me hasn't achieved anything. I think I'm gonna have to do the other side. Take two. Ruth Cookie, I appreciate the follow. I'm just kind of worrying about like the renderable area. Like, I definitely couldn't get this done probably like to the level of total completion. It's just supposed to be like a render for TikTok. We can't forget that. Whenever I really like one and I want to keep going, I'll just keep going from there, kind of thing. Happy little scales. You did a Bob Ross with the only did scales on one side, don't tell anybody. Is it a music source if it has that many scales? É, olá, Ana querida, tudo melhor, de melhor pra você. Tuas modelagens são elegância. Tem que fazer uma live com dicas. Parabéns. Obrigada. Eu faço live toda hora com dicas, by the way. Então, é só você passar por aqui quando eu estiver ao vivo. E você vai pegar as dicas, naturalmente. Let's texture the tongue a little bit. Maybe a little Demi stand it. Maybe somebody needs to fix this topology first. Shoot, I keep forgetting to save. That's not good for me. Little blob brush helps with some stuff. It's blobby and nice. maybe a little contrast. Let's see. I'm glad you guys are here, though. Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, yes, if you have nailed it. If you haven't yet and you're new here, make sure to follow this channel. I stream here every Sunday. I just changed my schedule, so now it is from 6 p.m. Central every Sunday. I just put in my social media accounts for you to follow. It's the best way to keep up to date with my artwork, my schedule, like because I do a lot of different things with my schedule. Any giveaways I'm doing, what I'm going to be working on that day, stuff like that. It's also the best way to get a hold of me and ask me questions if you have any. Okay. Then I have my Discord. Oh my god, you guys want to go to my Discord channel, people. It's a huge community of amazing, supportive, nice, wonderful 3D artists. You can show off your work on there. You can get feedback on your work, give other people feedback on their work. You can participate in my challenges and giveaways, and I have some really good giveaways starting soon, so you should definitely join that. I may or may not be slightly partnered with Wacom, so giving away free Wacom tablets, so you should go join my Discord, okay? I don't have a date for that yet, but I will. Tomorrow my assistant will remind me maybe to finish that, okay? And then, on top of that, what else? You can participate in our weekly challenges, daily challenges, whatever. We have so many cool things for you to do there. Then, it's a new month. Oh my god, I spelled mentorships wrong. Oop. I have a mentorship program, or I do have a mentorship program. It's totally sold out right now. Let's skip over that and go straight to the workshop. So every Wednesday I teach a 3D sculpting class. It's not like a stream. It's a class on Discord, very structured. It's kind of, it's not private either. So there's multiple people there, you know, and I teach you how to get better at 3D sculpting. You don't need to use ZBrush, but it helps a lot to do that. So make sure you check out that link if you're interested. It's $50 per month. Plus you get access to all of my data, like about like 120 hours of other classes I've done. So you get access to all of that all at once. All of my documentation on how to price your work as a freelancer, like I showed earlier, how to, you know, anatomy stuff. There's so much goodies in there. And at the end of every month, we do a party. So you get to come to a party with me online, of course, because everybody's in different places, but it's still awesome. Let me give you guys like a preview of something I made, like for my buddies on my workshop. So for example, I wrote this entire article, it's huge, on how to price your services as a freelancer, even down on to tips on like how to negotiate, how to do the math on how much to charge, how to do the research you need to do, things like that. I have a ton of these actually. I have an anatomy one that we just did, right? We have one about discipline that's underway, one about imposter syndrome that's happening. You know, not to mention that by joining my workshop, you actually get early access to all my other content, so YouTube videos, and you get to do requests and stuff like that. Anyway, that was a really long-winded way to say, if you want to learn straight from me online in a pretty affordable fashion, please check out the workshop. Link is right there. And if you don't, it's okay. Let's detail the face some more while we're still here and we still got time. This is more of a sketch. I need to get more loose with my sketches, I think. This is great. I was looking for ZBrushers on Twitch. Yay, Eternal Gamers. I'm glad you like it. Been doing this for 4 years. 4 years. I'm starting to become old. It's gonna be like that. Like, speaking of old. Bye, Ruth Cookie. Thank you for stopping by, though. That was awesome. Glad we got to hang out. But yeah, the mentorship is sold out. I don't see it coming back for a while. Um, I'm so grateful. Like literally, like I'm so grateful that, you know, it works and that people like it. You know, I have people that have been in my mentorship for 13 months straight. Maybe 14 now. Because it's monthly, you know, so you get to leave or come in whenever you want, basically. And dude, some people have been there for over a year. Like that is insane for me to stop and appreciate. Like that's the kind of accolade that should, you know, you should let in and like allow you to like fix your imposter syndrome if you have it, you know, theoretically. Are you still working with tech art? Do you enjoy it? Sort of, Vicky. Well, I enjoy it, but I sort of still work with it. So, what's happening? What happened is that I'm now a professor at a college. So I work with it as in like I teach it now. I get freelance opportunities all the time, but I haven't been taking them because I'm working on my business. I've been working on my business since March last year, so I've stopped accepting new opportunities of freelance since then. And I haven't really been boots on the ground, so to speak, with tech art, except for teach. I'm sure once I come back, like next year, I'm gonna really regret it. Do you need to learn C sharp? So it helps to learn C sharp. It depends on the type of tech art you want to do. I don't do C sharp. Lately, I've been like on my more techy side of things. Like I've been focusing more on blueprinting and like game design than tech art. But you know how it is. I definitely don't want to lose that part of myself. That part of myself, I owe a lot to tech art. It's like my whole life could have gone a lot worse if I hadn't taken that step to become a tech artist. Alright, let's see what we can do here as far as these scales on the face. Don't want to like overwork any part of it, just in case, because like I don't know what I'm going to do here, but... So what should that be? Smaller scales? Around the little eye? I don't know if scales is the right option for the face, because like, you know, maybe I should go for something more like alligatory. It's like more lumpy than anything. Maybe the scales need to be more centralized right here. I think they look good down the center here. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but since we use layers, we can tweak as we wish. Guys, this is gonna make a great TikTok. Finally, a good Loch Ness monster TikTok. That's cool, Nancy. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Once a recruiter get in touch with me about a tech art opportunity, I freak out and refuse it. Why did you freak out and refuse it? I'm guessing you're not a technical artist. It depends on what the actual opportunity itself says you need to know how to do, right? Você. Você que. Meu Deus. Eu não sei o que você quis dizer. Uma de obra de arte digital em 2D. Eu não sei se é grande. Eu não tenho os números pra dizer. Desculpa. Eu sei que é muito possível, mas é competitiva. Scales look all right down here. Especially from the angle that I plan to render from. I think I'm gonna manage to get the whole render done today. Today's stream. It's like this angle that I'm gonna go for, I think. It's more interesting than the old one. Let's pull up the old one again and right here. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's it. That's not it. not this. This is the one from the NAB. It's little aliens. Celebrity now. Oh god. That's not it. Oh, this is it. This is the old Loch Ness monster I made. I think it's more charming than the one I have now. But people didn't quite like it, so. Look at that. Look at that perspective. I put it right in the corner there, like, good luck. Good luck knowing what that is. God, I don't even know how to navigate this. Okay. As good as I'm gonna get it. What you get for really messing around with the focal shift. Go as big as possible back here. Better for the blending purposes. No, that doesn't look good though. Rip. Oh, that's bad flow. At this point, the ship has sailed on, like, scale variation, hasn't it? If I was doing this for real, though, I wouldn't do it like this. So please, don't learn from me right now, okay? Right now, the learning is turned off. Later, you can learn again. You gotta remember, this is just a speed sculpt for my TikTok, nothing more. Speaking of which, you guys should go find me on TikTok. And on top of that, also, that I'm preparing right now. Like in the summer, I'm going to do a workshop for you guys on how to go viral on TikTok as a 3D artist. I know it sounds bad. A lot of people look down on this stuff, but gosh, I can't think of an easier way to get some eyes on your work than TikTok right now. TikTok and Instagram Reels, like any other posting is just a waste of time at this point. You know what I mean? Like it works really freaking well, and at the end of the day, it's not about the social media. It's about the reach. Like it's about, you know, the business, the clients you want, you know, if you want them. So that's what my class is going to be about. I'm also going to do like some general social media tips and tricks. that have to do with like the mindset of posting on social media, which can be real rough for some people. I'm people. You know. So this song. What is this? What is this playlist? I just, does anybody have any sort of playlist recommendations for royalty-free music? Any chance? Oh, Vicky, I'm glad you liked it. Tech art is such a broadly defined role. It seems to mean many different things depending on who you talk to. Yeah, I mean, it's not who you talk to. It's literally like the job. It's a per job thing. Like two tech artists at the same company can do two different things. Like it's not a. It's like saying 3D artist, you know. But what was I saying? Yes, TikTok. Message me on Discord if you want to sign up for my TikTok class. TikTok masterclass with me. I'm definitely not the most popular 3D artist on TikTok, but I've had enough success that I think I could talk about it, you know what I mean? Dow Graphic, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a whole bunch. Exposure. Honestly, it's important. Talk about this in my book a lot. The book that I haven't finished writing. I got a lot of projects. You guys can tell, right? Talk about this a lot. Chisel creature, where are ya? I'm gonna use some default chisel creature stuffs today. Spike. Reduced intensity. Too low. Batty 7777. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. I should probably put this in a separate layer, huh? That's my own rules that I'm breaking. That's too much, right? Let's see what else we got in here. Not enough different types of those spikes. Let's see, I just need the intensity down a bit. Sort of thing around the nose then. Doug, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Gonna this model is a mess, but it's weirdly effective in my opinion. Gets the point across, right? And spooky snake in the river. Snakes eat brains, right? But yeah, like yeah. So I was saying, I wrote about this in my book. So basically, the idea is that we don't want to do job searches. That's my thing. Like, I don't ever again want to search for a job. It's not my style. I don't like it. I don't want to do it anymore. Wee. Thank you so much for the follow. I do not want to do that. That is not my vibe. So what am I going to do instead? I'm going to create a lifestyle and a system around myself that is always attracting opportunity. That way, I don't have to worry. The ideal scenario is to, again, never have to do a job search again, but also like just keep attracting opportunity even if you're not trying to, you know? Are you working on a different model in the workshops right now? So the workshops right now, it's the end of the month, so, or I guess it's the beginning of the month. That means we're starting a brand new workshop in Wednesday. If you want to join, there's still time. right there, that link, and it says mentorships, but it goes to my Gumroad that has my workshops in it as well. This month we are working on the human head, external anatomy. So in the past, in the workshop, I've taught internal anatomy, the muscles, the bones, and things like that. This month we are doing external, so basically like the planes of the face, how everything flows together on an external level. There's time to join. We haven't started yet. It starts in Wednesday. If you can't, for example, if you want to join but you can't do it on Wednesday, that's okay. I record every session and I release it within 24 hours for you if you missed it, or even if you were there and you want to rewatch it. Not to mention that when you do when you do come to the, or when you do sign up for the workshop, you gain automatic access to all video recordings of all past workshops. I need to ask my assistant how many hours that is. I think it's on the playlist, like it would show you. But like it's probably it's about an hour and a half per workshop. I've done one per week for a year and 1 month. So let's do the math real fast. Calculator. So let's say 1.5 hours times 4. Some months have 5. We'll add that at the end. Okay. Times 13 plus a bunch of hours for like the months that have 5. So like 10 hours for that. Plus all the extra content I make. Around 100 hours. Full screen calculator. Around 100 hours of content, but like it's all good content, and it like depends on what you're working on that month. Like something was really useful, maybe something won't be useful until next month, etc. I'm gonna go ahead and steal the water from Cthulhu, I think, because I don't have time for that today. Speed Skulls Cthulhu 2. I like that. Oh, I need to check your book out. Yeah. It's not done yet. All the outline is done. The first the first draft, I mean, is being worked on. Oh no, where did my water go? Ripperonis. It's okay, I can do it again. I'll just steal it from, no, I'll just steal it from Cthulhu, even though it's just a cylinder. Oops. I like that. It's a cool design. Hide, though. We don't need to get into anything new right now. Let's turn the perspective off. Rotate that bad boy right there. I just clicked those almost at random. So I want unmasked mesh center. Oh, looks like the mesh center is just way off. Oh god, it's not even the right thing. So this is just gonna be the water right here, temporarily. And by temporarily, I mean definitely not temporarily. I just don't have time to do anything better than this right now. Is this where the water's gonna be? Last time I did this, I had like dynameshed it pretty high. Then I took, I think, the cloth spin brush. Cloth twister must have been it. Yes. Fake water all around. Oh my god. Look at us. Look at us faking some water. This is my best kept secret right here. Você imprime em cima da loja em 3D? Não, não. Como você vê o mercado de colecionáveis? Eu amo o mercado de colecionáveis porque você pode controlar o seu próprio sucesso, digamos assim, né? Nele. Então isso eu gosto. Little bit water. Doesn't look like water, but we can fake it in Photoshop later and look it better too. It's also satisfying AF. That's definitely going in my TikTok. Maybe a little layer effect, yes, with a little bit of surface noise. Hardest part is finding the freaking surface noise thing. Surface noise. Make that huge. Huh. Maybe not so strong. Okay. Then apply. Where did my light? Oh. Okay, we're getting somewhere, right? Getting somewhere. Maybe I'll color it in by going to, well, first I gotta choose a color. So what color is the Loch Ness? Loch Ness. I know you're gonna say it's green. It be, oh, blue. I don't know, it's having troubles here. Okay, we're gonna make it, guess, what do you want? Blue, green, blue water, green water, or like teal, blue, green water? What do you think? What's right? What's right for you in your hearts? Yeah, you're right, Trim Dynamic. I actually think that would be a great idea. How to enter art challenge? Oh, I'm sorry. So I forgot to change the name in YouTube. We're not doing an art challenge today. But whenever we do, it's going to be on Discord. So let me share my Discord link. I don't know if this works on YouTube too. Like, I don't know if it automatically shares to YouTube. So I'm going to just put it there. Oop. What do I personally look for when I'm judging if somebody's work is good? Oh, dang. You asking the pressing questions. What is it that I do? It's really hard to describe. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I can't just tell you right now, like, this work is good, work is bad, like, especially because I don't have anything to show. I know what the industry standard looks like. I know it intimately. I use that as a comparison point. That's basically it. I had to simplify it. Let's go ahead and hide the situation that we got going underneath the water here. Oh, stripes are cool. That's accidents, but it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna do this a different way. Just gonna shove it all in there. It's fine. Contraste para processo, como assim? Pode falar um pouco mais sobre isso? É, você tá falando do meu livro? Sim. Caso sim, sim, eu posso falar muito sobre isso. Em português ou inglês? What makes you tick? Is it the shapes, the overall style, attitude? It's everything. But especially finish and like quality, visual quality of the piece. Is that Russian? No, it's the Loch Ness monster. Okay, that's a joke. I know what you meant. It was Portuguese. What level of ZBrush knowledge is needed to be able to follow along in your workshops? So, my workshop is you need to know the interface and you need to know the basics. Like, could you make a model on your own even if it doesn't look good? Yes or no? If so, then you're good to come to the workshop. That's literally the only requirement. You don't need to know much else. Like it's beginner friendly, but not super beginner. Like I don't show the UI. I expect people to already know the UI, you know? But I do walk through every step I take to do things. So, like, with a little bit of patience, even like a super beginner could learn from it. Actually, Portuguese, so Portuguese is super different than Russian, but whenever I hear Russians walk by the streets and talk in Russian, obviously, I think they're Brazilian for a second. So like, you're not wrong. Portuguese does sound like Russian to me and to you, to us. All right, let's paint. That's the big moment we've all been waiting for. Painting time. Okay, so what color? What color is the Loch Ness monster? Let's see. Normally green, right, is like the go-to color for this. Let's check out my reference board. So we got. It's like none of the. This is the only Loch Ness monster here. It's like a grayish green. So let's go for it. I don't want it to be too different that people couldn't recognize it. You know, it already is. We don't want that too much, so we're just gonna go for like a grayish green as a base. Helps to change brushes. Well, that's a nice green, actually. I like that. Happy little accidents. Why did the tongue go so... Oh, because it was already... I'm gonna do like a purple tongue. Green for the fins for now. Color fill object. Belly can kind of stay this color, can't it? Louise, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Are you familiar with CGMA, the course? The school, right? I've heard of them, yeah. So somebody earlier asked me to elaborate, and I forgot to, on my book. Because it sounds really like, you know, I understand how it sounds. It sounds like something you wouldn't want to trust, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it sounds, actually. I hope that at this point you guys trust me. Those of you who have been here for a while anyway. So basically, my book is about... I need to come up with an elevator pitch. I'm still working on that. But basically, it's increasing your odds of thriving in this kind of career. What do I mean by thriving? I mean having a more effortless go at it. You know, better prospects just on a daily basis, you know. Having more people looking for your work, wanting to hire you without you even having to like apply, right? That is the idea behind the book, and it's already almost done as far as like all the information's down, and I just got to make it sound good as far as like the reading style, I guess. I don't want anybody criticizing my use of words. But like, because that's what I've done for my career. Let me tell you guys a story. Whenever I was in college, right, everybody that's watched my stream before more than once knows that I was on yeah, How to Work Smarter Over Harder. I have an entire like 300 page, okay, it's not 300 pages, but it's a gigantic chapter on that. I do. So what was I saying? I was on a work visa or a student visa, and I only had 90 days to get a job, and I was so stressed out because then I would get deported if I didn't. And it was just such a terrible, terrible time in my life. Like, seriously, just so bad, right? And I made myself a promise. I'm like, I am never gonna go through this again of like the pinch of having to like struggle to find a job. I don't want this. Like, I just don't, right? So I started working within 60 days or so because I switched over to being a tech artist, and I owe a lot of my success to that. And how do I put it? When you're in a work visa in the United States, you're not allowed to do anything. Like, you're not allowed to work freelance. You're not allowed to do just about anything. So I was stuck in this weird position. Like, what do I do, right? Like, I don't have any control over my career. Nothing like is the way I wish it was. Like, it was just a whole thing, you know. And I couldn't decide what to do. So one day I realized I can make content on the internet. So I decided to, thank you, 18-foot sloth. I decided to start making content on the internet, and I started streaming, right? And it wasn't easy. I had to like build a lot of skills around it. I had to build a thick skin, right? You guys know how it is. But little by little, as I kept streaming, like, you know, I was dedicated. I was like, oh, I'm going to like do it every 3 days. I used to do it 3 times a week back in the day. And it was like my thing. I was like streaming, right? And then opportunities started lining up. Not just because of the streaming, but also because of like a bunch of other things I was doing. I was active in the community. I was running the Unreal meetup in in Houston, right? Officially with Epic, with Epic's like official like blessing, you know, and all of that. I was doing I was mentoring for free, like people who were just a little bit less how do you say, like knowledgeable than me, like not by a lot, mind you. Like, I was just trying and just working and just, this was all I was working on at a company, and I was just trying my best to like stay active and do all these other things too, right? And so, you know, I keep going, and you know, I did game jams, I did a lot of event plannings, and I did networking. I went to every convention that I could, as long as I could afford it. I was always there. I was always working. I was consistent on Twitch. I was posting a ton on Instagram, like back when Instagram let you have new followers like by posting photos and stuff like that. I was just doing all these things, right? And like, believe it or not, little by little, I started making a name for myself. People started referring me to jobs and things like that. This sounds like I'm bragging, but it's what the book is about, because I live by it. That's not bragging. I hope that you guys don't take it the wrong way. I was known for my work ethic, right? And things like that. And you guys should see me now. I took a workaholic break, and now I'm back. And my assistant and my video editor would tell you how much I do, probably. If they, I think they know. I think they mentioned it today on the Discord, so I think they know. And I'm doing all these extra things, and opportunities just start falling in my lap. Just every other day, you know, like all the time. You know that thing I did for Epic? Like, eventually Epic reached out to me to do my dream job for them. They offered me the job I used to dream about doing for them, except I had just started at the college, so I said no. Maybe some other time. I don't know. Like, without me asking. That's the trick. Like, without me ever asking. Like, they basically like rolled into my DMs, you know. And I started putting putting the book together on like what it took to do that, to have that effect, and then to how I can teach you guys, or like whoever's reading, right, to do it too. And you know, I was on a stream the other day with like, I was a guest on a stream, and the way I was saying things, it just made it seem like my life was really easy, right? They asked me how I became a teacher, and I told them, oh, in January 2020, I was like, I think I want to be a teacher. So I told a few people, and then a couple of weeks later, somebody from the college I teach at called me and offered me a job, like basically offered me to apply. And when you hear that, it sounds magical, right? It sounds like I'm just the luckiest little Disney princess alive. But what you don't see is the behind the scenes. And that goes for like comparing yourself to others. Like you don't see the behind the scenes, right? That's the hard part. How are you going to compare yourself? You don't see all the other sacrifices that this person made, right? Because I made a ton of sacrifice and I still do every day, even when I don't need to. You know? And I've put it all into steps so that people that want to learn from me don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is actually like a whole thing I have in the book as well. Like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel and everything. Just like seek out those who already know things, right? That's a way to save time and help yourself. But yeah, basically, so like it's about taking control of your career, because it's gonna be illustrated in the book much more in depth. But like my life was like literally falling apart in every aspect whenever I graduated college, like falling apart. My health was in shatters. I wasn't sleeping. I was just suffering, you know what I mean? And then little by little I regained my footing, and once I started like living by these philosophies, I really started like thriving. And that's what I want, like thriving. I don't want to just have a good shot at a job because my resume is really cool. I want the job to have a shot at me. You know what I mean? I want them to want me more than I want them at any time. And things like that. So basically that's what we go into in the book. Just yesterday I was having a party with the mentorship and workshop folks, and they were asking me if the book had anything about how to rock an interview. And I'm like, that is not what the book is about. The book is about getting the job before you even interview. You know what I mean? Do you guys know what I mean? Am I just babbling on about something that you totally don't agree with or don't relate to? Like, let me know. But that's the thing. Like, get that job before you ever interview. It's totally a thing. Like, you can do it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll write a second book. we called it Sealing the Deal. That's the second book. It's like going to the interview and stuff. You know? Let's add some stripes. On that note, let's add some stripes. Is there a chapter on breaking a D&D curse? What is a D&D curse? Like, is it a literal D&D curse? And this is just... Because definitely not. I don't think I mentioned D&D, like, not even once. Actually, I do. I mentioned D&D one time in my book, and that's because I made a character for my last D&D campaign, and I put it on polycounts, and I forgot to put my name on the render. And a TV show in Brazil, where I'm from, Maze Text, thank you so much for the follow. A TV show used it. One of my friends from Brazil sent me the link. They used it for like describing the race in D&D or something, and since they didn't give me any credit, they probably found it like on Pinterest or something. And I used that as an example of like why you should put your name on your stuff. The book is basically 4 parts. 3244K. Thank you so much for the follow. So the main part anyway. The main parts are marketing, social media, just reputation management, working hard, or smart, not hard. I call it working smart and hard, honestly, because like you can't get away from working hard sometimes. You know, depends on the day, I guess. And then I have an entire chapter dedicated to pro interviews. So I plan on trying to I plan on trying to find a bunch of different professionals in the industry and having them answer some questions for the book. At the very last chapter, it's just like a compilation of their opinions, their life, how they became successful, things like that. In fact, I haven't come up with all the questions I want to ask them yet. So if you have any suggestions for like what you'd like to see, like just a bunch of like a gaggle of professionals like talk about, please please tell me. And I'll put it in. Cause yeah, I that one I feel like I gotta get all the questions just right before I ask anybody, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, right? We're gonna make this Finn situation more pizzazzy. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go to Poly Paint. Just colors. Saturation. We're gonna get that on. No. In fact, I don't like the darkness either. I'm just gonna. Hey, Zershan, how you doing? I did the scales actually during my Pixelogic stream earlier today. You can see the exact method I used, but basically I just used the extractor brush in alpha. You live in the US now? I've lived in the US for a long time. 10 years? I'm interested in your book because I feel the same. Nice. Excited to read the book. Totally get you. Alright, I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Yes. Fuck yeah. I think we need some like brightness somewhere. What do you guys think of a bright face? It does highlight it a little bit, right? Helps a bit. Where can I find Unreal Engine tutorials? I would like to learn how to render the characters I make in real time. Oh gosh, like literally anywhere. just YouTube it. I think it should be fine if you just YouTube. I've learned all my Unreal Engine from like the most random of places. You know what I mean? Like it's always somewhere on the internet. They have like live streams that they do too that are pretty good. Let me write something down before I forget it. But my life is always taking notes. That's my motto. Bright face definitely draws the eye in. Can you do a ZBrush render? I will do a ZBrush render in a little bit. I'm just finishing this up. What do you guys think? Keep the eye whites or do something more funky with it? Boogie with it or something, I don't know. Whenever I do like the blind eye vibe, I just put a little bit of gray in the middle, like a bluish gray. Sell it a little bit more. I think I'm ready to render because it's already past the time I wanted to finish the stream. I'm going to kind of reduce a little bit of... I keep getting follows and not noticing. I have to fix the sound. Sorry about that. Hafa Natalie, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Tone down the intensity of the materials, ambient occlusion. There's also, if I go to lights, I can also turn up the ambient light a little bit to help. Always make it darker in the render. What I really want to do is start using Cinema 4D for like the renders. What do you think is a good angle? Ironically, I think it looks better with less perspective, so we're gonna move it back to normal a little, Saints, I think. Okay, let's just do something basic like that for now. Gotta open Photoshop first. You seem to be drawn towards making these kinds of creatures. How come? What do you mean these kinds of creatures? I mean like cryptids and stuff? If so, it's because I really like making TikToks for them. It's fun. I enjoy it. Zerchin, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Is it working? Did I already hit the button, or am I dreaming? I did not. I'm here thinking it's rendering when I in fact did not even click the render button. Boop. Oh no. Because of layers. I don't like layers. Clear layer cache. Oh, apparently not. Try again. So we're gonna go to layers and check the layers and bake the layers and do all the good stuff. I think now, sure. Divine, how you doing? Hi. Hello. How do you get into the art channel which I'm watching from YouTube? Sorry, lovely, I forgot to change the YouTube name of the stream. We're not doing a challenge today, but I do challenges all the time, so if you join the Discord, you'll be the first to know. Doing cool, happy Sunday, thank you. Let it render. Takes a while, huh? Might as well drink a little. It's almost the end of the semester for me. And then I'll be free. And then I get to finish my book. And then I get to do my TikTok workshop. And during the summer, I was hoping to do a streaming marathon. What do you guys think? Streaming marathon? Of about a month or 3 weeks or so. And then I would create D&D minis during all of that. We'll see though, no promises. No promises at all. I think it's just be neat, you know. I wanna have some minis that I do, get some more experience in 3D printing and all these goodies. And I'm also gonna be hiring artists to help me. And let the layers come in. How did you render all the passes? Pretty easy. All you gotta do is go to Z plugin, ZBrush to Photoshop, and then you select all the passes you want, and then hit send to Photoshop, and it does it on its own. I don't know if it's already. Oh yeah, it's still loading up. It's not good that the face looks like this. I hope the render didn't come out like this. Well, looks like we're gonna have to do it again. God. Take two. I don't know why I messed up. Okay. Sleep again. Send to Photoshop. There we go. Você tem livros sobre colecionáveis ou é sobre modelagem? E tem uma versão em português? Olha, o livro não está pronto. Não é sobre arte 3D, na verdade é sobre carreira, como bastante se destacar nas indústrias que você quer participar, como mais ou menos ter mais oportunidades, coisas assim. E vai ter versão em português. Com certeza. Takes a while. Normally it doesn't take this long. I think I just went a little crazy as far as the topology situation is concerned. I thought I was gonna hate this new streaming setup of like 4 hours long. I think I'm doing pretty good. What do you guys think? My energy's keeping up, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's gonna look nice on the water. My energy is not gone yet. No, no. So how's everybody here doing? Like, I feel like I haven't checked up on you guys almost all day, not since the beginning. I'm sure it's like a whole different crowd now. What are you guys up to? How are you vibing tonight? Boa noite, Guilherme. Tudo bem? Naked Buffalo? What's that? Mad John Cena? What does that mean? Now that's what we're looking for. Let all the layers load in. Alright. First thing I always do, change the background color. I do not enjoy having a black background most of the time. There are some exceptions, but in this case, I kind of wanted to do like a sky situation because it's like outdoors, right? What color's the sky, people? Somebody help me. It's gray. It's colored. right? We can go for bluish gray. Okay. Then I like to check all the different base passes here. So get best. And then BPR. I think best is the way to go for now. Even though it's a little desaturated. We're also going to take off the SSS. But not too much. Boop, boop, take that down. Then front light tends to be a necessity. Looks like I'm flashing it, right? Like with flash our camera. Like this, a little bit, but not too much either. Then a little bit of top lights. Oh, that does help make it look more 3D, doesn't it? I'm just gonna leave that as is. Back right lights. I'm gonna start messing with this one. I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm not gonna go through my entire rendering process step by step. I've gone through it a lot in the past. You guys are probably tired of hearing it. Let's do a little bit of blue, and then a little bit of like levels. Can't let it get too blown out, otherwise we lose the kind of 3D-ness of it all. Kind of looks worse now. This is why I need to learn Cinema 4D to like quickly render this with like some trees and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and embrace the wetness, I guess, of it all. Kinda like really don't like the background. Duplicates. Let's make it darker. It's nighttime now. Have you visited Epic Games in their studio? No, never. But one day. I have a lot of business to do in North Carolina and a lot of buddies that work there. So I'm sure one day it's gonna happen. I'm gonna put all these inside of a folder and then put, oh god. And then put a little mask on that folder. Paint it up a little to take off some of this awful situation we got going on. I think one thing I need to do is add more color back in. I think with the albedo layer, I'm gonna move it up. Turn it on. Maybe overlay. Turn it way down. Maybe increase the saturation. Celebrações que você tem junto com a sua gata, tem uma dublagem no YouTube também. Sim, várias delas foram criadas em lives e estão todas no meu Twitch, não no YouTube. No meu Twitch. Use this for the water itself. So I'm going to go ahead and add a mask, paint it black. Then I'll fix the back part being way too like hard later. Oh, the shadows. I forgot to soften the shadows. I forgot to mess with the depth. There's so much I have not done. Then I'm gonna filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Beep, boop, boop. And I'm going to control U, change the shadow into red. Very red at first. It's kind of like fake some blood flow. Slightly orangey red, and then turn the intensity back down. But yeah, guys, I'm starting to feel dehydrated again. I like that. I like that it looks like he's coming up on like a ship or something and it's like dark out. Maybe I'll darken the background. Honestly, it's just easier to do, just paint the eye background in. And maybe I'll bring the front light back a little bit more strongly. No, maybe I'll do the depth later again. But this time turn it into like lighten or screen or something. All the way down. Forget it. Oh, your girlfriend drinks all the water. At least she's hydrated. Bonus Pancho, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I like to just kind of grab a little bit of color. Just kind of wiggle it around here. Just kind of highlight the creature a little bit more. Then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Really blur it up. Then I can change the color from here or lightness if I want to. Gerardo, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. What do you guys think so far? Color balance. It's balanced now. No, I think I don't need this. I need use saturation. Turn up saturation ever so slightly. Just balance it a little bit. Fashion Wolf, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. This got 3 magazine cover. You flatter me. Oh shit, I forgot to smooth out the top of the fins here, didn't I? Okay, there's a few tricks I like to do at the end. Let's say I'm done. I'm gonna just save that real fast, okay? I like to grab all of this. Control J to copy it. Control E to merge it. Then I like to add some certain like effects. So if I do like motion blur, like it's attacking you. Should be like this, right? It's like hopping out of the water. I don't know though. Coming towards you. It's a hard decision. Hard decision which I'd not like had to make. Go ahead, delete this layer mask, add a new one. Gaussian blur makes everything okay because it just disappears things for me. It's really good. Okay, I'm gonna paint that with black. Then grab a brush, turn it to white, and then start painting it back in. More Gaussian blur. And turn this layer way the heck down. Then duplicate the layer, turn it up again. Delete that mask, add a new one. And just a little bit more blurring of the water in some areas. Put that in a folder to check the before and after. You guys like it with or without? I think it adds some drama with, right? And that was the goal. Edson and Hiki, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And then if we go for width, one thing I like to do is I like to take the preview layer, move it all the way to the top, and check the before and after. Do it again. So this is before, this is the after. Both of them have their own special things for me. Before looks more 3D. I would say I think I can fix it. Maybe. Maybe if I duplicate the before. Throw it in here. Turn it on. Like do something crazy to the levels. Then change it to multiply or something. No. Does ZBrush just suck at specular maps? I'm not sure if it does specular maps in the way that you might think specular maps are. Looks more fearsome now. Yay, that's the goal. Oh yeah, one last thing, right? I gotta put my name on it. Something that I learned about the hard way. Get in there. Oh, wrong area. Let's go to the top. Throw my name in there. And now it's mine. I never know where to put it properly. Kind of like it like that, like a little offset. It's less expensive, right? Go ahead and crop. Crop it again. No. Uncrop. Take it all back. Hardest part of this whole night. The cropping situation. I think it's just that this water here is too far. And then I'll just fix that somehow. Brush. Perfection. Seria possível uma transição de cor do peito para o seu modelo mais suave para as extremidades? Seria, mas acho que agora já é tarde demais. Nós já quase terminamos. A minha live era para ter acabado há 45 minutos. Então, eu vou nessa. Everybody, on that fearsome Loch Ness monster note, I am done for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Alright, I'm glad everybody enjoyed the double stream today. I will be doing that again next week. Next week on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be streaming on Stylist League on YouTube. It's YouTube only. Then on Sunday, I will be streaming at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, on the ZBrush Live channel. And then at 7 on this channel. So basically, it's a one long stream with a tiny little like 5-second break in the middle. This here will be posted on Instagram, and I will be making a TikTok on it. And if you want to come check out my TikToks or whatever, you can. Let me go ahead and post my social medias up in case you want to give me a follow. If you enjoy the stream, also follow the channel, turn on the notifications, do all that good stuff. Lovelu Arkaji, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Follow me on social media. It's the best way to get a hold of me, ask me questions, to find out about the stream schedulings, my free content. Whenever a mentorship spot opens up, that's the first people that will know is social media. But if you want to join an awesome community of amazing 3D artists who hang out together, we share tips, tricks, tutorials, resources. You can show off your work, you can get feedback on your work, you can give feedback on people's works, etc. Join my Discord. We've got like a bunch of people on there, and it's a great way to network. It's just so good to meet new people and meet people in the industry. Then make sure to follow my YouTube because I have been posting tutorials and videos all the time. Make sure you do that. My mentorships are sold out, but I still have spots open for my Wednesday workshops, where every Wednesday we get together and I teach a very structured class on how to get better at 3D sculpting. The month for May is, the theme of May is the external anatomy of the head, all of the planes, all of the transitions, just proportions, getting the head sculpted perfectly. That is the month of May. Okay, so the link to my Gumroad will take you there. Okay, what's the Discord channel? It's right here on Discord. I don't know if honestly I'm just started now streaming to YouTube, and I'm not sure if everything works. So I'm just gonna move it all over manually. You guys might see like link spam now. Congrats. I'm sorry. There's the mentorships. I already put the Discord in there. No. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. I think there's a way to do it straight through Restream so that I can just like put the link in one time and it works, but we're gonna see. Alright, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful time. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok to see the final video for this.